Oh, there it went.
Hey, happy to have you guys back here. We love you.
Oh, we love you.
Our boxes are different tonight. We're a little bit bigger for you all. Guys, welcome to the United Earth Angels series, episode 10 already. Woohoo! Number 10. Woo! We're in the double digits.
Yeah.
Remember when we did the first one, Andy?
Yeah. I was nervous as I'll get out.
That seems like yesterday, huh?
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Well, we want to welcome you guys all tonight. And just like always, got to shout out CFQR 600 AM. Yes. You guys got to check it out. There's not too many things in this world that make my heart smile and my soul sing. But this just happens to be one of them. And I tell you guys that all the time. So, guys, check them out. Easy listening. And Soca Sound from 9 to midnight, I believe. It's 9 to 11 or 9 to midnight during the weekdays. And I just want to check out woodsidesoaps.ca, please. All natural handcrafted soaps. You might want to check that out. And also, too, check out Savage Protein Balls Ottawa if you are into working out. She ships everywhere. Just check her out. They're handmade with love, too. And Andy, I'll give you the floor to say hello to everybody.
Hello. Thank you for joining. My name is Andy, and I'm an Earth Angel, and I would like to be able to help as many people as I can to bring more positivity into their life and love themselves.
That's awesome. Okay, guys, so we're going to talk about relationships tonight. We're going to get real, raw, and truthful like we always do up in here. So I've already flashed the content warning because tonight we are bringing the boom and talking about relationships.
Yeah.
Andy, you want to drop the bomb tonight or what?
Let's see. Who has been burned by a toxic relationship?
Oh, shit. Let me put up 2 hands and 2 feet for that one.
Right. Everybody my age or even younger, our age or younger, has been burned by a toxic relationship. They're out there. That's all there is to it. You either have one person who is clingy because the other person doesn't want to communicate, doesn't want to put in effort of the relationship. Me, I'm always the clingy one. I'm always one, talk to me. What's wrong? What did I do? What did you do? I don't care. Whatever happened, we can talk through this. I've had female relationships and I have had male relationships. It's like nobody wants to talk anymore. Nobody wants to talk anymore. Talk about their feelings, talk about what pisses them off, talk about anything. Until 2013, and I found the husband I have now. If he doesn't feel like talking, guess who makes him talk? This girl right here. So I'm not going to have another relationship where I don't know what's wrong with my spouse or partner or whatever, I refuse. He's not a narcissist, which is different because all my exes are narcissists. So he understands the importance of communication. But he also forgets that he needs to communicate because he hasn't been in a relationship that's as serious as ours before. So I have to remind him, babe, tell me. Don't just hold it in. I tell you what bothers me. You tell me what bothers you. I tell you what I like. You have to tell me what you like. I'm not a mind reader. I can read your body language, but I'm not going to go by that because then you're going to think, how did she know that?
You know what? Can I take that opportunity when you said body language to remind everybody about communication, what it looks like? Because when you say body language, that you may have just thrown somebody off. So let's use this pie graph to, guys, here's a little pie graph we'll put up so you can really understand what you're communicating in this world.
Yeah.
Throw it up. So you got 55% is your body movements, your facial expressions, how you hold your arms. You got 38%, which is your tone, your voice, your modulation of your phrases. In other words, what words do you emphasize on? And then
Yeah, and you don't do it on
7% is
purpose.
words.
You don't
Sorry,
do it on
Andy?
purpose. You like nobody emphasizes on purpose. Your feelings come through the way you talk. It's not like you don't purposely say, "Well, I'm going to say this way," and then say it. No, it comes out that way because you feel that way, right? Didn't mean to interrupt you, but
No, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, because a lot of people think that communication is just words. And
no.
that's why, you know what? A narcissist's worst nightmare is an empowered empath. Oh, yeah.
Most definitely, most definitely. Like I knew my ex's body language better than he did, but if I called him out on it, I got hit, so I quit calling him out.
Yeah, you've been in a pretty toxic, heavy duty past abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, in relationships. You know, how did you find your strength to come back from that and then jump into a good relationship after that?
Well, I left him sitting in jail because he got us both arrested for his narcotic habit. I left him sitting in jail and went to our house, packed up my kids, packed up our stuff, and went to my mom's and never looked back because that was the out I needed.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes, eh? When those toxic relationships, they have to get real shit hit the fan for because it. You know what? I don't know if it was like that for you, but hey, Gee, yo, what's up, Irish? Love you lots. You know what? Before we get into the relationships, though, let's talk about the types of relationships. There's 6 types of relationships that you can
Yep.
have with people. Oh, and Guy, I love you lots, bro. If I didn't tell you. Okay, so there's 6 types of relationships. You got platonic relationships that are just a close friendship. Hey, look, my message is on screen. Yes, and every single one that you message will be on screen because I fixed the glitch. I love you lots too, and I'm happy you're here. So we have platonic relationships, which is it's a close friendship without sex. So that's what do you have instead of sex in a platonic relationship? You got acceptance, understanding, support. I will behave. Oh, please don't. Oh, please don't. You don't need to behave around here. Ever, ever,
No,
ever.
we have the warning up.
We
It's
have a
okay.
content warning up. Free speech up in here until we get muzzled, and that won't happen. Not tonight, anyway.
How are you, Irish? Nice to meet you too.
Oh, he's awesome. He really is. He's awesome. He's the Shamrock TV. We should have him on our episode for an interview.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Guy, we're going to extend you an invite right now. Would you like to come and talk about Shamrock TV on our episode next week? If you would, you'll be on StreamYard with us behind here doing this from getting up here and doing an interview with us. If you're
Yeah.
up for it, let us know. you can join our United Earth Angels series episode next week. Yeah, because that would be, you should, I would. Okay, let's do it. It's a bang, boom, diggity doo. So, guys, next week, let's announce it now. Shamrock TV will be joining United Earth Angels series episode 11 next week.
Yay! Next Monday.
Dee, I will DM you after. Don't worry about it. We'll link up Monday night. Have to be backstage with us at 9:15. We go live at 9:30, and that's it. That's all. We go live for an hour. But yeah, you can meet us backstage. I'll show you how to do it. Don't worry. So expect everybody next week that Shamrock TV Irish will be in the house.
Yeah.
Love it. Awesome. Okay, so we got platonic relationships. In my eyes, those aren't really fun, but they're useful. And then you got Andy, that face said it all. Well, spring is in the air, eh? And I've been walking around and I just, hey, come on. Anyway, then you got romantic relationships. So that's where feelings of love and attraction, get expressed through intimacy and commitment and even infatuation. But then you got codependent relationships. It's an imbalanced relationship where one partner takes care of the other and nothing's reciprocated back.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got casual relationships. This often involves sex without commitment. This could be useful sometimes. Not all the time. Not all the time. Because half the time those casual relationships are two unhappy people just hooking up for momentary pleasure, and that's not cool. Anyway, but that's my opinion. And then you got open relationships that are a consensual, non-monogamous relationship where both partners sleep with other people. That's just like you're just sleeping with everybody. But anyway, to each his own. And then you got toxic relationships. And that's an unhealthy relationship that harms you emotionally, physically, and psychologically, and spiritually. That's called the booty call. Oh, yeah, it's a booty call. Yo, all I can say is, you know what? I laugh when you say that because you know how many I've had to go deny, and not take those calls lately. It's like something's in the water.
Spring is in the air.
Yeah, it's something. Those calls are coming in like I'm a hotline or something, and I'm just like not answering. Oh, did I just sell myself out? I guess so, right?
You told on yourself.
Myself. Yeah, so all of you guys that are getting a hold of me, that's why. No strings attached, except for the street is on. Yes. Strings on. Yeah. Talking about thongs, Gear, you gonna wear a thong out here for us for Shamrock TV next week or what? Is it gonna be green and furry? Okay. See, this is the kind of relationships you should have with people. We're talking about relationships. I've known Guy since I was a little girl, and you know what? He's a great guy to have a friendship with, Yeah. I'm really blessed. Okay, guys. Andy, I have agreed with that.
Why does that not surprise me?
Oh, yes. Is it a 4-leaf shamrock? Friends for life. Yes, all the time. He's another earth angel,
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, he has this thing that he makes people smile every day, and he has for a very long time. Very, very long time, and I'm happy to see him out here. And hopefully, you never know. Imagine if he comes out here next week in a dog.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
We're not gonna have any construction to the daggone episode. It's just gonna be whoof, whoof. I see it now. I can see it now.
Oh, I love it. 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 That's just hilarious. No, that's awesome. Yes,
going.
Shamrock TV out here shaking the shamrock. All right. No, that's cool. Okay, yeah, so you were talking about shitty relationships before. So why don't you talk about some red flags? What are some things that people need to look for and things that they need to, thank God I have last week. Shaved. Yes. All right. That is awesome. Dee, you know I'll do it. So don't, I will have you out here in a friggin' song if you. Oh, yes. Oh, I will too. Not even think twice about it. I don't care. It would be worth getting banned for that one.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. That's so
yeah.
awesome. Yeah. So you want to give some red flags?
I sure will.
Sure. Go for
Red
it.
flags. I think the biggest red flag of a toxic person, toxic relationship, is when the person gets jealous or mad if you need some me time. That is a big red flag. Also, if they gently talk you into not going to your mom's for the Sunday, that you always go to your mom's, so they like to isolate you, that's very toxic. Well, all right then.
Hold on a sec. I'm going to mute this and let you talk because there's.
Oh, snap, crackle, pop when I'm getting myself into. Yeah, no communication is a big red flag also. Someone that they refuse to communicate with you. Whether it be, verbally, if they're just sitting there like a lump, then if they're not communicating at all with you, that's a big red flag. And I'm going to have to put this on pause, or I'm going to have to mute this because my kids are in there going insane.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay, you mute and I'll jump back on. Holy crap, who has a bear there? Oh, I think you're talking about Oreo. That's Andy's dog. Yeah, Oreo's a big girl. Yeah, sorry about that. I had somebody banging on my door. And with all this crazy activity going on in the community, I have to answer my door. So, normally I don't, but when somebody knocks like that, I do. So I like that. Holy crap, who has a bear? So Guy, damn, scared the crap out of me. I love it. So Guy, you're going to join us next week, eh? It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Okay, guys, listen, she was giving you some red flags. I'm going to give you some red flags. Listen, if you're in a relationship with anybody and you're trying to show them affection and they pull away from you, I'm in 100. Awesome. It's going to be a riot. I can't wait. So, guys, look, if you're trying to be affectionate with your partner in any kind of way and they pull away from you, check that. There's a real problem there if they ever pull away from you. What time do you start your live? 9:30 every night, every Monday night.
I'm going to keep this muted for a minute because I now have 4 crying little kids because it's almost bedtime.
Okay. Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll pull you backstage at 9:15. We go live at 9:30. So we group for 15 minutes. And awesome. That's awesome. So Shamrock TV is coming live with us next week for episode 11, guys. So tune in next week also. And, Okay, guys, I'm going to tell you about
I'm going to turn off my camera and go deal with this. I'll be back.
Okay, no stress. Yo, what a night. What a night. Lots of action on tonight's episode. Okay, so guys, look, a couple of red flags. Look, if your partner's got, okay, I'm so in. We'll talk before then. Have to go. Awesome. Love you, Guy. See you next week on the episode. I will definitely link up before that. And so I'll be able to send you the links for you to get it in everything. It's very easy. So I love you and I'm grateful you're coming out next week. So I'll see you during the week. Love you lots, buddy. All right. So, guys, let's get into it. There's a couple of things that you need to check. You may think that you're in a healthy relationship, but you're not. Spread the word. Shamrock TV will be there. Yes, 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 yes. Send me a promo pic of Shamrock TV on Messenger and I'll put it up with the announcement. I'll do a special announcement for the episode with you on it. Shamrock TV. Yeah. And you can, there's any upcoming events or anything? Yeah, we'll throw them up and promote them. Cool. I love you. Thanks. Yeah, we'll do it properly. Love you. Have a great one. Okay, so guys, there's a lot of things that you got to check in these relationships because people will string you along just as much as they can. And I know it happened to me, but I stayed vigilant through it all. And I knew I had to complete some things before getting out of it. But, you know, when you hear or see something that doesn't sit with you right, you got to trust yourself. No matter what the other person's telling you. Like if you see something happen, don't let somebody tell you that you didn't see it. Don't let somebody don't let somebody tell you that you're imagining things, that you're crazy, that no, it wasn't like that. Because yes, it was very much like that. They just lack self-accountability. Okay? Look, if you want any healthy relationship, no matter what it is, you got to be on the same wavelength or it doesn't work. So we all have hiccups and learning and very intense relationships sometimes because that's to the extreme that you need the learning, okay, to get out of it. And let's put it this way. If you're somebody who loves themselves, you cannot be around somebody or be in a really close relationship with somebody who does not love themselves. It's very difficult to do that for both people. It's not just one or the other because everything is learning. And this is what I want you guys to understand. There's no good person or bad person in these relationships that go sour. It's just two people that don't see eye to eye. They're not on the same frequency. So if you have one person that's living in shame and blame and guilt and denial, it's very difficult to be in a healthy, thriving relationship with somebody who is loving themselves and who's always joyous. Misery loves company. Nobody that's depressed likes to see somebody joyous. It bothers them. It irritates them. And this is why I say, I mentioned it on one of my lives on the Real Talk with Tobi episode where I was like, this is when two pieces of shit come together. They work well together because they're two pieces of shit. They're on the same level. If you have two people that are joyous people, outgoing people, they have a purpose in life. They know what they're doing. They know they're learning. They know they're expanding as a human being. Well, then it's going to work with another person that's purpose driven and that is passionate and loving about themselves first. And, a lot of people have asked me because I've talked a lot about relationships and I've come out and I've said a lot of things. And a lot of people have asked me, so Tobi, what is it that you're looking for? First of all, I'm not looking for anything because I'm in a state of just being right now. Some things you just have to be. That's why we're called human beings, because we're just supposed to be. That's it. And I'm not looking for anything. I do believe that in divine timing, my divine counterpart will scoop me out of here. That's what I do believe. And I do believe, yes, it's in the midst of working itself out to happen like that. And yes, I do have faith, because yes, I have been through all of the wrong relationships in my life. So therefore, I'm finally ready. Because what makes me ready for a real committed long-term relationship now is because I can love myself to the magnitude in which I do. Without that, well, that's the only way that I can have the capacity to love another to this magnitude. Big time. So all of those shitty relationships that I've had, well, it takes two to tango. So I can't blame them or blame me. It is two individuals that just were not on the same level. And in a relationship, you're either bringing each other up and growing and nurturing and watering the connection. It's like watering your plants. You got to water your plants if you want to keep them vibrant and you want to keep them growing, and you got to nurture that. Well, that is the same thing as a relationship. But you got to take a look at the two parts of the relationship. Like, are they even on the same page? And what needs are they trying to meet in that relationship? You got to look at that too. Because you could be trying to meet a need from today, or you could be very well trying to meet a need that you had from when you were even a kid. Still seeking that. And if you're coming from a place of needing anything in a relationship other than that companionship and that partnership and that nurturing bond, yeah, you know what? You're starting off on the wrong foot already. Annie, I'm happy to have you back. You ready to throw some talk in here, or are you still muted?
I'm listening for the moment because I got two more that's still getting ready to come in here and give me nighttime lovins.
Okay. Well, that's okay. Wait, you still want me to continue with it? Because I got a lot to say on this stuff.
Go right ahead. You and I have both been through enough crap. We could talk for hours on it.
Well, you know what? The worst relationship what led me to have bad relationships all my life is because I had a horrible relationship with my father.
Yep.
Literally. Like that's, and I really had to go through my life having a terrible relationship with my own being because I didn't know how to love me. I hated myself for many, many, many years. And then that pushed me to do all kinds of things. And then I didn't care. I didn't care because I was like, you know what? If this is what I've got to live, I don't care what I have to do to get through it all because I can't cope. I have no support. Whatever. Let me just do what I have to do and I'll just get through it. I had a terrible relationship with my own being because I was full of like shame and blame and guilt and denial and non-acceptance and judgment. And, I believed all the lies that everybody told me all my life. Growing up as a kid being told you're never going to amount to anything, absolutely nothing. Being told I was, anyway, I don't even want to repeat the names that I was, come on. And listen, there was no good excuse to my father about why chores weren't done, let's just say. There was no good excuse that would cut it for anything. So it was you do it and you do it now, or there's repercussions to pay. And try to tell me no to begin with. So I thought this was normal. So I accepted this from the men that I interacted with and the relationships that I had. To have that where my father was a huge cheater, he was very abusive, he was very aggressive. Like, so that's why I tolerated it from men throughout my life. I thought that this was normal, having grew up with it. Nobody sat me down as a kid and said, no, all of this terror that you're living is just because your father's got a real issue, that he can't cope with his haunting past, or he can't cope with feeling unloved by his family, or he has emotional baggage that he doesn't know how to release.
Yeah. But also, you got to think back then, nobody thought men needed to talk about their crap.
Well, please, there people are still just getting over that now,
Oh, I know. I know.
because there's more men than not that don't talk about anything.
Yep.
Why? Because they conditioned. Uh,
They're
Suck it up.
men.
Suck
They're
it up.
men. Yeah.
Yeah. Suck it up. You're a man. Be tough. You got this. No, don't express yourself like that. Just work.
Yeah. I'm still trying to break my husband of that. He's the sweetest man alive, I swear.
Yeah,
But I'm
well,
still trying to break him of keeping his emotions in. Like I said, if he don't talk, I make him talk.
yeah, well, that's
I'm
the best thing to do in a relationship, is to communicate.
right. I'm trying to teach all my boys the same thing. Dude, nobody's a mind reader. They don't know what you're really thinking. They can tell kind of by your body language, but you have to open your mouth to explain why your body language is the way it is. And I've got 7 boys, guys, 7 boys that I'm trying to teach this to. The 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are 18 and over. And I've just got 3 left that are not grown men yet. And I'm trying to teach them that it's okay to talk about your feelings. I love you. Good night. Oh, see you in the morning. But I'm trying to teach them how to be real men. Real men express their emotions. Real men tell you how they feel instead of acting out in anger or, throwing them hissy fits we see men throw. That's utterly ridiculous. I'm trying to teach them, hey, you don't need to throw a fit. You have a mouth, you have knowledge, you're not deaf, you know how to speak. Speak.
Yeah,
It's,
it's easy for us to say that,
yeah,
but you never know what they grew up with in the first 7 years of life. If they were conditioned to only speak when spoken to, and only to speak when adults are not speaking, like I was trained to, well, then half the time you're not even allowed to say half of what you really want to say.
right.
And
I've
you
tried,
grow up feeling like you have to keep that closed off.
yeah, I've tried my hardest, to teach my boys, hey, if 2 adults are talking, it is rude to interrupt, but you can stand there and look at them and they will acknowledge that you're there, because I do that to my kids. If I'm talking to an adult, they'll stand right there beside of me and just look back and forth at us until I say, yes, what can I help you with? Because I don't want them to be rude, but I want them to know that they're acknowledged.
And you see, I'm very different. I'm very different because of the way I was treated.
Right.
So, because of the way I was treated as a child, when a child approaches, and if I'm having a conversation with an adult, that conversation immediately stops and the child's addressed
Yeah, that's what I
immediately.
mean.
I
That's what I
always
mean.
will make the adult wait. I
Mhm.
will always address the child immediately. They don't wait. I know what it
Right.
feels like to be that child standing there when you have something so bad you want to say and
That's
nobody
what I
wants to
mean.
listen to you.
That's what I mean. I mean, don't come up talking to me. Just come up and stand there, and I'll look over, and I'll, what can I do for you? I'm not. I don't want them to just start talking because I can't hear 2 conversations.
No,
I
no,
can
I
only hear
get it.
one.
And they have to learn not to interrupt also. I get it. But me, they don't have to interrupt with me. Any kids around me know me. They know all they have to do is approach me, and that's all that they need to do. And I will stop what
Yeah,
I'm
that's what I'm
doing and
saying.
address them, no
That's
matter
what
what
I'm saying.
conversation I'm in. I can be talking to the Pope, and if a kid comes up to me, the kid matters more.
Yeah, and the Pope should understand that because in the Bible it says, "Suffer the children not."
I'm very when it comes to kids, you know what? I wasn't protected as a child. Let's
I
just
was
say,
to an extent.
eh?
I was to an extent. My
Well,
mom
you
had a
see,
lot of mental health issues, and she wasn't always there to protect me.
yeah, I get it. Do you want to share something about that? Because that's talks ties into the topic relationships.
Yeah. She, when I was 3 years old, I met my stepfather first because my mom let me, as a 3 year old, go outside and play by myself because she had struggles with mental health issues. And when she wasn't working, she was sleeping. So when I was home with mommy, most of the time she was asleep. And I'd wake her up and say, "Can I go outside and play?" "Yeah, go ahead." Okay. But I met my stepdad. He lived downstairs. We lived in a like just two apartments, top and bottom. And I started hanging out with him every day. Well, mommy brought me home from the store one time. I ran up to him, arms wide open, run! Ran up to him. She was like, she freaked out. Whose fault was it that I knew that grown man? But they got to talking and stuff. I don't, in my memory, I can't think of anything that he did wrong to me before I was 8.5 years old. Because once my little sister was born, I disappeared because that was his blood child. Um, but I can't remember anything bad he did to me before then. But like I said, mommy slept a lot, and he had 6 brothers. I mean, they got to know each other. And then they started dating, and then, they got married when I was 12, I think, after my sister was born. But there was just a if my mom got involved with punishment, that's when I was scared because that means she had to get up out of her bed and, you know, deal with things. But my dad, um, he would deal with things by throwing whatever was in his hand. If he was mad at me, he'd throw something. And if it hit me, it hit me. If it didn't, it didn't. He was fine. It didn't matter if it hit me as long as he threw it my way to get my attention. Um, but the last time my dad did that, he actually threw me because I had told my sister that she needs to clean up her stuff in the bedroom. I wasn't doing it anymore. She needs to do it or I'm telling mommy. Well, she went crying to daddy. And daddy followed me into the bathroom. I was just standing in the bathroom. And he picked me up and shook me, cussed me out, and threw me. Then picked me up, shook me again, cussed me out some more, and threw me. So I told mom. Mom didn't know anything was going on physically. Like she didn't know about the abuse or anything because she was on the wrong mental health medicine and she was in bed a lot. So there's that. She was when she was awake and she was told about what happens, she acted on it. But a lot of the time I didn't bother her because I figured she was in bed for a reason. I was a kid. She was in bed for a reason. She didn't feel like being up. So I didn't bother her. And then daddy told me not to bother your mom. Don't bother your mom. Don't bother your mom. She's sleepy. She's tired. Don't bother her. Okay. And then he put his hands on me. I told her about it and she went off on him. And she called the cops. And my little sister was throwing a fit saying, "Don't take away my daddy." So she called the cops back and said, "Never mind. I'll deal with it myself." She looked at my dad and said, "You lay another hand on her, I will make sure they don't find the body." He never laid a hand on me again. But that was like when I was 12, 13 years old, damage is already done. But like I said, she was there when she could be. Mentally, she wasn't strong enough to handle life. She was just there. So I vowed
Is
to
she
not.
still alive right now?
Oh, yeah, she's alive.
And
He's
how
not.
is she doing now?
She still struggles with a lot of things. A lot of things. I try to help her, try to, give her pep talks, mom, you can do this, you can do this, I'll help you. Da, da, da. Oh, I can't. Oh, like I don't want to go into too much detail, but she's not healthy.
Well, sorry to hear that, but I'm glad that you can talk about it without it tearing you down.
Yeah,
It seems to you like you've learned a lot from it all.
I have. I really have. I mean, I love my mom and I love her for standing up for me when she knew what was going on. Um, and come to find out later that my dad had dementia, and those were the early signs of dementia. So I can't really be mad at anybody. So why let it bother me?
Yeah, exactly. You can't be angry at anybody. There's
No,
no
I can
point in
just
that. That's poison to the soul.
right. I can just teach myself. I taught myself not to be that way. I taught myself, you know, if I feel because I have depression or I had depression, I had anxiety. I've taught myself self-love to where that has just dissipated. And when I can feel it, because you can feel its little fingers trying to wrap around you again, I've taught myself how to push it away and how to say, nope, go back. Leave me alone. I love myself more than you will ever grab a hold of me ever again. Don't bother me. I've had to teach myself that. Well, Miss Toby helped me figure it out, but because I told myself I will never be a mom like that doesn't know. I love my mom, but she didn't know because her mental health grabbed a hold of her and she couldn't shake it. And I've told myself, my first and second husband, I had a gut feeling. There was red flags everywhere. Everywhere, I swear. But I was like, oh, I could find the good in everybody. No, I'm done. If your good don't shine through and if there's red flags from now on, you're not being a part of my life. You're not being a part of my children's life. You can back up and go back where you came from because I have no time, no energy.
Well, you know what's funny is being who I am and having that every day is a new me kind of, you know, that's how the last one got away with so much because I close out my days. So all of his abuse got closed out in those days too. And I literally would start a fresh start with this man every single day that I would wake up next to him. So it
Yeah.
was like, I really thought that because I was the brand new creation going through that it was actually possible for this man.
He had to create himself new every day if that was going to happen, if that was going to work.
Exactly. But I thought he was catching on. I thought the learning, I thought that, nah, chose to stay wherever he was most comfortable, and that was in his hell instead of turning it to heaven.
Yeah.
But
Some
that's
people think
okay.
hell's comfortable.
Because you know what? Had I not had that difficult relationship, I like to call it, I wouldn't be where I am today and I wouldn't be doing this. And you know what? Who has a better life? Come on. I literally, people, you know what? People may think, oh, what the hell? You're not living in a mansion. You don't have a beach. You don't have guess what? Less is more. I have me, and that I will do authentically and gratefully. Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Everyone asks me how I live in a 2-bedroom house with 1 bathroom and 7 children and me and my husband. I mean, it would be nice to have more room, but we're fine. No worries. We got this. We have 7 kids. We have a big old Great Dane. We have 3 Chihuahuas and 2 cats in this house.
But it's a house full of love.
Exactly. I mean, we could use a bigger house, another bathroom, maybe, if I want to complain, but we're making, home is where you make it. This is our home. It's small, yes. Cramped, yeah, a little bit. But I don't know if I'd have it any other way.
There you go.
We
Okay,
have
so
food,
look, we got,
we have a
I'm
house,
going
who
to cut you
cares?
off in a sec. Look, we got 15 minutes left. I'm going to give you the floor for the next 5 minutes to say your rebuttal, wrap up, whatever. Okay, that I will yeah, that uninterrupted time for you. Yeah.
Oh, my
Okay.
word. All right. All right, guys. Well, I'd like to thank you all for coming out and watching and putting up with us, our shenanigans, and our serious talk. Um, just be careful of who you trust yourself with, because you are worth more than anybody else is to you. If you let someone else in and they destroy you, that's going to hurt worse than anything else. Because trust me, I know I've let people in, they've destroyed me, but I love myself enough to build myself back up. Just keep an eye out for those red flags. If someone has red flags, they will show. Regardless, it doesn't matter how well they try to hide it. If there are red flags there, if you pay attention, you will see them. Never ignore them. Never ignore them. And when calling someone out on the red flags doesn't fix the problem, you still see red flags, run. Just run. You can't pull out the good in everybody. You can't. You need to keep you good. If you keep trying to pull the good out in everyone else, they're going to drag you down with them. And from experience, I don't want to be drugged down again. I don't. I refuse. I mean, my husband I have now is the husband I'm going to have to the day I die. But I'm talking about friendships too. I'm talking about people that just are constantly complaining about everything. If they can't see the good in life and they try to drag you down and make you see the bad in life all the time, that's a toxic friendship. Because I've got my mate for the rest of my life. I don't have to worry about dating. Thank God. You couldn't pay me enough to be in a dating world right now because there's too many red flags. I'd be single. I would be single till the day I die. I'd have those booty calls till the day I die. I'm not even joking. I am not even joking. I'd buy condoms, so many condoms that, I'd supply. I would, yeah, I'd be well stocked because I'm not looking for another relationship like I have now with my husband. You couldn't pay me enough. But friendships, if I see toxic friendship, I'll just let it drift away. I let it drift away. Trust me, I've done it a few times. And when they come back, say, "Hey, Andy, what's up? What you doing?" "Oh, I'm good. How are you?" "I got my kids. I can't do nothing." It's true. If you want to do something, you'll make time for it. And if someone's not making time for you, apparently they don't see your value. You could be on the other end of this. You could be one of the people that complains a lot, that tries to bring people down, but you don't realize you do it. Pay attention to how you talk to people. And if they say they're busy all the time, then look in the mirror. I love you, but look in the mirror and find out why everyone's busy. Love you, be you, find your tribe. But nobody likes it when people complain all the time. Love you. When you love you, you won't see all the bad. You know it's there, but you won't complain about it. I've got plenty I could complain about, but I don't. Because why? I love myself and I don't want to bring myself down. I don't care. I don't care about the bad. Yeah, something crappy happens to me, or the kids, as you all saw a little while ago, decided to all hoot and holler and throw stuff around. And when they're supposed to be watching the movie, they all got sent to bed and they were pissed. I don't care. Good night. I love you. Tomorrow's a new day. Mwah, mwah. You mean mad? I had to go in there and yell because they were screaming so loud that they couldn't hear me. So I went in there and yelled at the top of my lungs. I said, "Shut up. Let me talk." And I said a few cuss words. Yes, I did. And I said, "Well, if y'all wouldn't have started, the other ones wouldn't have joined in, and we wouldn't have had dang WrestleMania 205 in the living room. Then y'all wouldn't be going to bed early." So, yeah. But love yourself. Don't worry about the bad. Focus on the good in your life. If you see red flags from others, pay attention. Just pay attention. I love y'all. Now back to Tobi.
Well, well said, Andy.
Thank
I
you.
don't have much to say after that, except except for, hey, you got to figure out what your non-negotiables are, people. What are your boundaries? What are your values? What are your morals? What do you operate? What do you stand for? Who the fuck are you? Before you can get into a relationship with anybody.
Yeah.
You got to know yourself. And if you don't know yourself, you're chasing your tail, just like you're chasing a bunch of tail that's never going to get you where you want to be if you want something committed and good in your life. It doesn't happen like that. You have to become the perfect partner to attract the perfect partner. You have to be frequenting at the same level or it never works. Actually, if your supposed soulmate or divine partner is up here because they've evolved and grown and healed, well, you're not going to meet them while you're living in shame, blame, guilt, and denial that you won't even meet them. Okay? So if you're stuck in these repetitive relationships that really are no good, it's because the primary relationship that you're having with your own self is shit. I'm not even going to, throw the sugar there. You don't talk to yourself right, so you have a hard time talking to another right. You're unsure of yourself, so you're unsure of other people. Listen, when I'm solid in my skin the way that I am, from this state, there's no need to self-regulate, eh? And I can smell another's energy. I can smell the dirt in their energy from experience, from emotional baggage, from any kind of stuff that's still stored in their energy. Do you think I could lay down with somebody literally where I am now? After leaving that toxic relationship 9 months ago, or close to 10 months now. Actually, what are we? We're June? Oh, yeah. Yes, we are 10 months single now. Oh, yes. Time to celebrate good times. Come on. Okay. So 10 months. He doesn't even know who I am anymore. Why do I say that? Because who I was living in that is the farthest thing from who I am today. You see, you're either stuck in your repetitive patterns and you're becoming the same person every day because you get up like a fucking robot and you just put on your name, put on the mask, put on the gear, put on the war paint, and go on out. Or you're actually presenting yourself to be authentically you. Stepping up in the love that fuels you, being authentically who you need to be for you primarily, not for anybody else. Stop delegating your well-being and your life into the hands of other people. Only you know what's good for you and your soul. Your soul knows, your heart knows. You're meant to have a unique experience unlike any other. So you're not supposed to be like somebody else. You're not supposed to conform to anybody else. You're not supposed to be restricted by anybody else. If your soul knows no restrictions, no boundaries, no limitations, and it only knows love, well, that is exactly what your relationship with yourself should be and with anybody else in your life. And if you can't have that connection, drop it like it's hot. Cut that cord and drop it like it's hot. Because you know what? While you're wasting your time trying to be understood and accepted and validated by all the wrong people, the right people are watching you from the bleachers going, look at the show. Pretty much. Guys, I want to tell you I'm very excited to say that Shamrock TV will be joining us next week. I'm really grateful that we made it to episode 10 tonight.
Yeah.
And I'm really grateful that, Andy, we've been doing this coming out. High five. Because you know what? We have been coming out here and doing this. And a lot of people just see the hour that we do, but we put in a lot of time and effort behind the scenes too, of preparing for the episodes and coming together. And you do have a lot going on in your household, especially with all the kids out of school. Yeah. So a special thank you, Andy, that you are still committed to coming out here and sharing love and knowledge to everybody. I think that's really amazing. Mm-hmm. I think that it's really amazing that you published your first book. I'd like you to shout it out to everybody before we close up here in the next 3 minutes, just to let them know the title and where they can find it. Could you do that now?
I sure will. My book is called How to Manage Being a Boy Mom, and you can find it on lulu.com. I think, do we have
it's in the comments.
Oh, okay, it's in the comments.
I put your link in the comments.
Yeah, my link is in the comments. But yes, it's my first book, How to Manage Being a Boy Mom, because I have 7 boys. I have a little bit of experience. My oldest boy is 26 and my youngest boy is 8. So if you're a boy mom and you don't know how to manage it, I gave you a little handbook.
Nice. And guys, if you didn't know already, the newest one is your transition from ostrich to eagle, a journey of personal transformation. I put that out a week and a half ago or whatever at lulu.com. Okay, hold on. Let's do this so you could really see the bottom. There we go. All right. And I also put out Budgeting Your Energetic Bank, Managing Your True Wealth. These books, my 2 have workbooks in them. Go get them at lulu.com. Other than that, guys, look, I want you guys to join us every Monday night at 9:30 for the United Earth Angels series. And Shamrock TV will be out with us next week. I'm really, really excited.
That ought to be fun.
Yes, it should be. And I'm really grateful for all of you guys, really, that come out. And I'm grateful for all the comments that you guys have been leaving. I'm grateful for the interactions. I'm really, really grateful for the ideas, the support, the communication. I'm really grateful to know such great people also. And for all the piece of shits, I see you too.
We see you all.
But don't worry. We'll get you out of your ostrich ways and flying like an eagle if you're able to.
If you're willing.
Well, guys, we love you. We love you. We love you. We'll tell you we love you like this. And we wish you a great
love you.
You do that well. You're going to have to teach me that. I love then you, right?
Yep, that's right.
All right. So, guys, we love you. We cherish you. We're grateful that you guys are committed to your own personal growth, because if you weren't, you wouldn't put up with our shit. That's for sure.
Right. Oh, I forgot. I am going to LA on the 26th to compete with other people. There's going to be a whole lot of people there to get an agent so that I can start acting. Because everyone always tells me I'm funny without trying. And I'm like, okay. And of course, I was an actor for how many years when I was with my ex husband? I put on that
Sorry. Oh my
It's
God.
true. It's true, and it's funny. I know how to act because most of the people that I went around when I was with him thought I was fine.
Well, on that note, if we want to talk about acting, then I need an Oscar for every time I laid down with half of the men that I've ever been with in my life. I need an Oscar for that one. Okay, guys, we love you all. We hope you've had a great time out here with us tonight. We kind of got swayed, but hey, that's just the way it has to be sometimes. And yes, I think we need to order some Oscars for us.
Most definitely.
Okay, we love you all. Have a great
Love
night. We'll see you
you.
next week.
Bye.
Have a great week.
Yes.